What's going on, everybody? It's the Bull Show, aka Aidan, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we've got a very interesting video to provide to you guys today, as CBS Sports has released their top point guards in the NBA as of today. Now, this is a very interesting topic of discussion, but very, very upsetting that we did not get to see Lonzo Ball on this list, which in my opinion is absolutely criminal. But at the end of the day, we'll take a deeper dive into this list, where I feel Lonzo Ball should be in relation to this list, and some of the other guys. I've got a couple of opinions on some other guys that I think should not necessarily be as high as they are, or shouldn't even be on the list in general. Very, very interesting stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bull Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about, I guess, Lonzo Ball's positioning on this list, as well as what do you think could potentially, I guess, move on this list as well. Should people go higher? Should people go lower? Stuff like that. I will be talking mainly about Lonzo Ball in this video, but I will have some takes that I want to bring to you guys' attention. For example, if we're talking about guys that are missing a lot of time at the NBA, Lonzo Ball has missed his fair share of time. We've got to really take a deeper dive into that and why he might not be on this list. When you're talking about missing time, there are two guys in there that I think are too high and potentially should not be there: Jamal Murray and Ben Simmons. Now, Jamal Murray is an absolute killer and he's had very good playoff performances. And if he proves himself to come back, be as good as he could possibly be, and make the Nuggets contenders again, that's going to be great, and he should be where he should be in relation to this list. But until he can prove that, Jamal Murray should not be ranked 10th in the NBA when he's really failed to show if he can recover from that really bad injury that he missed a lot of time from. And Ben Simmons, we've seen Ben Simmons, we've talked about Ben Simmons on this channel multiple times. I like Ben Simmons a lot. Again, I'm a fellow Australian. Ben Simmons, in my opinion, is someone I support. Obviously, he took a leave of absence for mental health and stuff like that. You can say whatever you want about Ben Simmons and whatever he's dealing with, and I hope he's getting better. But Ben Simmons missed 2 years in the NBA pretty much. He's missed a lot of time. It's just not ideal to put him in this type of situation. If you're going based on what he can bring, maybe he is top 14, top 15 point guard. But in terms of being the best point guard, you have to be able to play. And I can understand Lonzo's side of things for injury's sake, but if you're looking at injuries, or you're not worrying about injuries, and you're putting Ben Simmons and you're putting Jamal Murray in this list, then it's absolutely criminal that Lonzo Ball is not on this list. Now, I'm not saying Lonzo Ball should be in the top 5. There's even a conversation of Lonzo not being in the top 10. Realistically, if anyone is saying to me that Lonzo Ball is better than a Luka Doncic or better than a Stephen Curry, I'm sorry, that's very, very biased on Lonzo Ball's behalf. You've got to take an open mind into this, but Lonzo Ball should definitely be a top 20 point guard in the NBA. You're telling me there are 20 point guards right there in the NBA today that are better than Lonzo Ball? I just don't think so. I think, again, he's another guy that's been criminally underrated. I can guarantee you, out of most of these guys, if not all of these guys on this list, Lonzo Ball is much better defensively, and he's probably better playmaking-wise than the majority of the guy on this list. That's what a true point guard is at the end of the day. A lot of these guys are brilliant scorers, natural scorers, talented scorers, and they can play make as well. Guys like James Harden, in my opinion, should be a little bit higher on this list because he has the potential to be a great scorer, but he's a good facilitator. Damian Lillard, Luka, Steph, all of them are fine where they are. Great playmakers, but very good scorers as well. But there are a lot of guys on this list. Alonzo Ball is better at playmaking wise and much better defensively. So these are things you got to look at. There are also guys that recently got traded and played point guard for a minimal part of their career and now are considered a top point guard in the NBA. CJ McCollum is the guy that I'm looking at here. Now, I like CJ McCollum, again, a guy that averages 24 points per game, but he's been playing shooting guard most of his career, and he's even listed on the Pelicans as a shooting guard. Now, if you watch the Pelicans, you know he did play point guard a lot, but the fact of the matter is, coming in, playing less than a season as a point guard and coming in and being better than Lonzo Ball, I can't see that. I honestly cannot see that. He's played shooting guard his whole career. That's definitely something you got to put into perspective as well. I don't think CJ McCollum should be higher than Lonzo Ball on this list. And again, even guys like Jalen Brunson, Jalen Brunson should not be ahead of Lonzo Ball. Jalen Brunson on the Dallas Mavericks was an undersized shooting guard, an undersized scoring guard. That was his position on the Dallas Mavericks. Now, that may change with the New York Knicks. You'd expect it to change on the New York Knicks. He'll have a lot more point guard responsibilities compared to what Luka had, and he'll have the ball in his hands a lot more, and maybe he can be a good point guard, but he's not better than Lonzo Ball this season, in my opinion. And again, the list goes on. I'm going to put Lonzo Ball where his brother is, to be honest, and I think LaMelo should be a lot higher, but Lonzo Ball, in my opinion, is a top 15 to top 20 point guard in the NBA, and there are arguments that he is better than some of the other guys above him. But in sake of fairness, I'm not going to put Lonzo Ball straight up the top in the top 10, because in my opinion, his health, his ability to stay healthy is a key part of him not necessarily deserving of that top 10 spot. But again, you could argue Jamal Murray is the same. Lonzo Ball is, in my opinion, a top 15 to top 20 point guard in this league. And I think it's very, very upsetting at the fact that he's not even ranked 20th, not even ranked 22nd. That, in my opinion, is absolutely shocking. But once again, another player disrespected. Look, I am a Bulls fan. There will be people saying that this is elements of bias. This list is absolutely shocking, in my opinion, in more ways than one. You can argue a lot more. You can argue more at the top of the list. You can argue a lot more at the bottom of the list as well. This list is far from perfect. But if you're talking from a Bulls perspective, Lonzo Ball is definitely in this category. If Marcus Smart is considered the 18th best point guard in the NBA, Marcus Smart was Defensive Player of the Year, but Lonzo Ball does more offensively than what Marcus Smart does, in my humble opinion. So if Marcus Smart is in there, I truly 100% believe Lonzo Ball is in there as well. So again, you can list them all, and you could probably say Lonzo Ball has some sort of elements that are better. But all things considered, 15 to 20, and the fact that it's not been put in that way is very, very upsetting. And once again, I feel like the Bulls are just getting disrespected left, right, and center these days. From Bleacher Report in relation to DeRozan, to Io, to Lonzo Ball now, and DeMar DeRozan last season as well. Articles just saying that the Bulls are not even going to make the playoffs this year. Again, there's so much negativity around the Chicago Bulls, and it's just really upsetting that I feel like a lot of people are playing into this narrative, and there are a lot of people that don't necessarily believe in the Chicago Bulls anymore. So look, we've got to keep our heads up. We can't let things like this actually, I guess, make us believe. We know, Bulls fans know, that Lonzo Ball is a very good point guard, and he's better than a lot of guys on this list, in my opinion. And I think when he returns, he will have a chance to prove that to a lot of people. But until then, we've got to keep our heads up, stay positive in one way or another, do whatever you got to do to get excited for this season, and try to block out all the negativity as possible. It's fine to critique the Chicago Bulls. Critiquing is a way of showing your support. If things you don't like are there, you can speak your mind. It's absolutely fine. But things like this, in my opinion, there's so much of this negativity. Not a lot of critiques and just blatantly making an opinion or anything like that. So we just got to stay positive now, Bulls Nation, and wait and see what the outcome will be when the season starts, when Lonzo Ball returns, when DeMar DeRozan plays, when Ayo Dosunmu once again plays as well. All that negativity hopefully will be turned into positivity by those players. And again, we'll have another conversation next year, exactly like this most likely, where we get to prove all these people wrong. Or maybe that Lonzo Ball hits that list. Or maybe Ayo gets redrafted in the top 10 next year when they do another redraft or something like that. Or when DeMar DeRozan is not going to be called overrated by Bleacher Report, or when we get a report praising DeMar DeRozan by Bleacher Report. Those things are things that will show that we're in the right direction. So hopefully we'll see those things by the regular season and a little bit beyond that as well. And hopefully the positivity of our players will shine through over the negativity of these reports and these, I guess, assumptions and opinions. So yeah, we'll wait and see. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. As I said before, let me know in the comments below your list and some of the mistakes that they've made. I personally don't think Jamal Murray is a top 10 point guard when he's been out for that long. I don't think Ben Simmons should even be on this list, to be honest, with the fact he's been out for 2 years. And yeah, it's extremely frustrating. I think LaMelo's too low. I think guys like, again, I think Trae Young should be a little bit higher. I think, Luka and Steph are fine where they are. Just to give a little bit of an insight, I think Shea should definitely be above Jamal Murray, to be honest. Things like that. Again, it is what it is. I'm not losing sleep over this, but yeah. There's a lot of negativity, once again, headed towards the Bulls' way. So have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care. And peace.